I'd always loved the mountains, the silence, the cold air, the feeling that the world couldn't reach you there. That's why, when my father suggested a family picnic in the northern mountains, I didn't hesitate for a second. It was supposed to be a short trip, just one night, a break from city noise, a chance to reconnect. At least that's what we thought. There were 5 of us: my father, my mother, my younger sister, my uncle, and me. By the time we reached the mountains, the sun was already beginning to set. Tall pine trees surrounded the narrow road, their shadows stretching unnaturally long across the ground. The deeper we drove, the quieter everything became. No birds, no insects, just the sound of our car engine echoing through the valley. That should have been the first warning. We stopped near a clearing beside the road. According to Google Maps, it was a popular picnic area. But when we arrived, there was no one there. No cars, no tents, no voices. Just an open field surrounded by towering mountains and thick forest. My mother hesitated. "This place feels strange," she said. My father laughed it off. "You worry too much," he replied. We unloaded the food, laid out a mat, and started preparing dinner. The air was cold but calm, too calm. As night slowly fell, a thick fog rolled down from the mountains, crawling along the ground like something alive. The trees beyond the clearing disappeared into darkness. That's when my sister tugged on my sleeve. "Bhai," she whispered. "Who is that?" She was pointing toward the forest. I looked. For a split second, I thought I saw a figure standing between the trees. Tall, thin, completely still. Then it vanished. I told myself it was my imagination. But after dinner, when we sat quietly, listening to the wind, I heard something else. Footsteps, slow, careful, crunching leaves. They weren't coming toward us. They were circling us. My uncle stood up and shone his flashlight into the forest. "Hello?" he called out. No response. The footsteps stopped. The silence that followed was heavier than before, pressing against my ears until they rang. We decided to stay the night in the car. Around 2:30 a.m., I woke up suddenly. I didn't know why at first. Then I heard it, whispering, soft, low, almost loving. I couldn't understand the words, but I knew they weren't human. I slowly turned my head toward the window, and I saw it, a shadow standing inches away from the glass. It didn't have a face, just a tall black shape, stretching upward unnaturally, as if it didn't belong to this world. It raised one long arm and tapped the window. Once, twice. I shut my eyes and prayed it would disappear. When I opened them again, in the morning, my mother looked exhausted. She whispered to me while the others packed up, "Did you hear voices last night?" My heart sank. Before I could reply, my father interrupted. "We're leaving, right now." As we drove away, I looked back at the clearing, and I froze. There were footprints all around where we had slept. Hundreds of them, bare feet. We drove for nearly an hour, but the road didn't change. Same trees, same bends, same broken signpost. My uncle checked the GPS. "No signal," he said. "That's impossible." My sister began to cry. Then the car engine stalled. The silence returned, and from the forest came laughter, children's laughter, too slow, too deep. Figures began emerging between the trees, children, standing silently, watching us. Their eyes reflected the car headlights like animal eyes. One of them stepped forward. It looked exactly like my mother, but her smile was wrong, too wide. She raised her hand and waved. My real mother screamed. "Don't look at them," she shouted. She told us something she had never shared before. "These mountains," she whispered, shaking, "are known for disappearing travelers. People say spirits live here, wearing familiar faces to trap the living." The figures began walking toward us, slowly, patiently. The car engine suddenly roared back to life. My father slammed the accelerator. As we sped away, I looked back one last time. They were standing at the edge of the road, smiling. We reached the city just before sunset. No one spoke. No one slept. That night, while unpacking, my sister looked at me and asked, "Bhai, where is Uncle?" I froze. I realized something horrifying. There had been 5 of us, but only 4 returned. No one remembered when he disappeared. No one remembered him screaming. It was as if the mountains had erased him completely. A week later, I received a message on my phone. No number, no contact name, just one image, a photo of that mountain clearing. And in the background, my uncle was standing between the trees, smiling. Behind him, dozens of shadows watched the camera. The caption read, "You left something behind." And sometimes, late at night, I still hear footsteps outside my window, waiting.